Hi, welcome. My name's Dale McCluskey, and on this video I'd like to take you through just a brief tour of some of the new additions that I've made to my website. And on this video I'm going to focus in on the service dog training part. Now here again, all these new additions come off of the main website, which is the same as it's always been. But when you come over here and you click on service dog training, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to take you through it and explain some of the options here, but service dog training itself. And again, the page comes up, service dog training, and then you click here for more information, which I'm going to do here now, and that's where when it will take you into the new additional pages here. Now again, this comes up, service dog training, meeting the needs of owners. And here, I'm going to take you through some of the service dog training part here, just to, and the reason I put this additional information up is just, again, to help people understand what is offered through this system for people seeking service dog training, and some of the new features here that really help people to get more from this option as well. Now again, go through here, you click on overview, and again it'll just go through the pages, and here just basically provides a little bit of a scroll down insight into the system. Now again, just explain some of this. The approach this system takes is based on a relational approach, which basically means it's going to take less time to train a service dog, and going to be more effective at the same time based on how it approaches training, to make sure, again, talk about the standard, what the real standard is. And again, the real standard is what a service dog standard is supposed to be, is a dog that is at a high level of relational change. It's in right relationship. And again, this is where looking to the level of reliability, dependability, control one has when it comes to meeting the needs of the person who's seeking a service dog. That's where you want to be at. You want to make sure the dog, regardless of the area you're in, there's no disconnect between, the dog performs great in certain environments, but I go out in these areas and everything seems to fall apart. Well, again, I talk about this issue about motives of dogs and making sure the motives clean up and the dog's in the right relationship. That's what's going to give you that solid service dog ability. Now, again, the process here, explain the process. It goes back and forth between 2 weeks with me and 2 weeks with the dog owner. And again, it's about getting the dog to come into agreement. Again, I'm the one role changing your dog. This is why even you see some board and train situations with people, how it can kind of wash out pretty quickly if, say, a trainer is not understanding this thing with focusing in, make sure that the person and the dog, that's lining up properly, that even though I'm role changing your dog, the dog is going to identify the owner, and it's going to extend to the owner, and the owner is going to benefit fully from all the training that all the work that I'm doing in the training process. And this is where this system understands that. So to make it line up, this is why it goes back and forth between 2 week intervals between myself and then back with the owner for 2 weeks. And the owner's doing some things to continue to make sure that process is maintaining its integrity. It doesn't mean that the owner's got to do a lot of work or training with the dog, because again, I'm the one that's doing that. That's what the person is paying me to do, and so I'm pouring into that dog. And again, there's a window here too. So during the first 2 weeks, the dog goes back. The dog, depending on the level the dog's at, the dog can actually come back a little sooner. And then as things move forward, it gets better and better and better. So the total amount of time it takes for service dog training, with the back and forth, is a total of 3 months. That's how it's lined up. But here's the great thing about the system, okay, with how it sets up, is if you look at the fee that is listed in the area of this website under fees, what you pay, that amount that's shown, it includes everything. So for example, coming back here, if it takes longer in this process by a week or two or whatever, you don't pay any more money. It's the same, so everything's covered, including yearly certifications of the dog, which again is meant to keep that standard. Now, here sometimes people ask, well, there is no certification in service dog training. Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, anyone can go out and train their own service dog, but this system is about promoting, elevating the standard up. Again, right now you'll see there's so many problems in the service dog training world. A lot of these dogs, honestly, are not even role changed. They're in a possessive state. You've seen all these state of mind. You've seen all these problems. I talk about this issue about motives in dogs, but here in the system, I'm not focusing on that in a negative way. I mean, it is what it is. I can't change that, but I can change what I do, how I respond to that. So in this system, it is all about making sure that every person that comes to the system for service dog training, it's going to be solid, and my name is on it, and I stand behind it for the lifetime of the dog. So therefore, everything's covered. So when you need the certification, yearly certification process, where I look at the dog, make sure everything is still really good. If there has to be a little bit extra training, then that's covered as well. So, but again, right from the very start, it's making sure it's solid. But everything is covered, and again, it's really is intended to make sure that the dog is going to meet your needs. Now here I clicked on the process itself. Again, I explained that process just now, but here it shows it very clearly what happens in phase 1, 14 days, the dog goes back with you after 14 days for 2 weeks, comes back to me for 2 weeks, back and forth. Now here, this is where there is a extra phase here. Now they identify here between phase 3 and phase 4. Phase 3 is for emotional support needs of dogs, even for autism, etc. This type of relational needs that people have. It'll end at phase 3. I mean, that's the level it goes there. But here, if it's physical assistance, where you want the dog to pick up objects, help you in certain situations, then there's an additional 2 weeks that is part of the process for those extra tasks. So just be aware that as you look at this, it's all meant to follow a phase process, a level process. Now here, again, the process, each training phase, what happens too is while the dog is engaged in the training process, you will receive every couple of days videos. You're going to see updates on the training process. You're going to see, and those stay on my site. I'm going to get into that in a minute. You're actually going to be able to, you're going to have your own private page and be able to go in and see those updates, those videos. They're actually, and they're going to stay on here basically forever, lifetime of your dog. So, and that's good news, because you'll be able to go in and see even for history, be able to show those to your friends or whatever you want to do, but also helpful for training. So that way you can see how the training's done. You just kind of follow along the path of the system. It's going to be helpful that way. So, but here, during the phases, you receive updates, video updates every couple days, and so you get to see exactly the training that's put in, that's invested in your dog, and also it's like me talking to you. You're going to get a lot of private videos of the process itself, so it keeps you updated. But again, you also have the opportunity to visit your dog. I'm going to talk a little bit about that here during the phase. Now, phase 1 is more just about me and your dog, with just really me investing. So there's really no visitation. It's not helpful for the first 2 weeks, because again, I'm role changing the dog, and the dog is holding the motives to clean up the motives. When the dog sees you, the motives could be kind of rotten. The dog is going to be thinking, hey, listen, I'm going to get back some power here. And so it's beneficial for you not to visit your dog for the first 2 weeks. That comes after, and besides, the dog goes home with you for 2 weeks after these 2 weeks, but then it starts to line up so you have more active involvement with your dog. And so here what happens is phase 2, there's a temporary certification that happens. In phase 2, it's an in-training certification, which means that I'm going to be meeting you at various locations. The dog is here with me full time for those 2 weeks. But then during times of the process, we'll be making arrangements to meet you at various places, at stores, so that we can start to line it up, so that you have a good level of confidence. The dog, these are little training exercises. These are alignment type of exercises, so that basically what happens is lining it all up. I'm putting the method on the dog while we're entering certain locations, and the dog is all about keeping the dog in the follower script. And so that's how that works for that. And then phase 3, it's more of the same. It's really investing in your dog, getting your dog into a very high level. So here, going over here into the login area, again, this is something new where you have now at your disposal your very own private service dog page. And so what happens when you start the process, I give you the login, your personal login information. No one else is going to have access to this, to see this. And so, but what this area is, when you go down here and you log in, you hit the login, it'll ask you for your login and password information. And what this does is it takes you into your own private page, the area where I put all your training videos in during the training process, so you get to see those, and they stay in there. So it keeps a record, a log, so to speak, of all the training that's happened, and you get to go in at any time in the future. You want to look at the videos for tips, or just as a kind of reflection. Those will always be there, which is a great thing to have to assist you in the process, to see the training that's being put into your dog, and for future reference as well. So, and that's a new feature on the service dog page. I used to do it before, sending people video updates by email. But again, this is a way to have it all in one central location, and you can go in and look at it at any time. So anyway, if you have any questions about service dog training, about the process, about how it works, feel free to contact me anytime. Be more than happy to answer all of your questions. Take care, and thanks for watching.